We're told point R has the same coordinates as point P, except its y-coordinate has the opposite sign. Point R is at 2, -6. What is the distance between points P and R? So pause this video and have a go at this before we do this together. Okay, so there's two ways we can do it, and they're good to check on each other. One is we could just think about, okay, what is going to be the coordinates of point P? So P is going to have the coordinates, let's see, it's the same coordinates except its y-coordinate has the opposite sign. So its x-coordinate is going to be the same, but its y-coordinate, instead of being -6, is going to be +6. So one way to think about it, the distance between these 2 points, they're going to be right above each other, right above and below each other. This one is 6 units below the x-axis. This is 6 units above the x-axis. So the distance should be 12. But let's graph that to really make sure that we feel comfortable with this. So let me set up some axes here, make sure I can fit it. I have to fit 6 above and 6 below. So something like, let me make sure I can, so something like this should do the trick. And I only have to plot 1 point here, so actually I don't even have to have it that long. So, and then let's make that my y-axis. So that's y. This is x right over here. We have 1, 2 right over there. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, +6 there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -6 right over there. So point R at 2, -6, 2, -6 is right over there. That is point R. And then point P, 2, 6, 2, 6 right over there, point P. And we already said these are going to be right above and below each other, and we can see that. And if we just wanted to count the grid lines, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this distance is definitely, this distance right over here is definitely 12. Another way is we reasoned 6 below and 6 above. Another way is you could take the absolute value of the difference of these two numbers. So if I just took the y values here, the absolute value of the distance, I could say 6 minus -6. So that's going to be 6 plus 6, which is equal to 12. You take the absolute value of that, that's still 12. If you went the other way around, if you did -6 minus 6, you'd have gotten -12. Absolute value, still 12. Now you can do distance in 2 dimensions on a coordinate plane like this when one of the coordinates stays the same. In future videos, you'll learn how to take distance when both of the coordinates are different. But here the x-coordinate was the same, and so we just had to find the distance in 1 dimension. Let's now do another example. It says point N has the same coordinates as point L, except now its x-coordinate has the opposite sign. So this is instead of the y-coordinate having the opposite sign, the x-coordinate does. So in this scenario, let's see, point N has the same. So this is N right over here. So point L is going to have the opposite coordinates on the x. So point L is going to be -3, but it's going to have the same y-coordinate, 5. Okay, so we can see that these are both right to left of each other. I'll graph these in a second to validate that. But really what we're doing is we're going from 3 to the left of the y-axis to 3 to the right. So in total, we need to travel 6 to the right to go from point N to point L. So the distance should be 6. We could also do what we did in the last one. We could say, well, what's the absolute value of -3 minus 3? So the absolute value of -3 minus 3, well, that's the absolute value of -6. That is also 6. But let's graph this to feel confident and to visualize it all. So if this is my y-axis, and this is my x, let's see, I have to go up to y equals 5, and my x's are going to go positive and -3. So maybe this is my x-axis right over here. And I'm going to go, let me just do 1 unit per. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then -1, -2, -3. Point N, I will do in pink. Point N is at 3, 5. So 3, 5 is right over there. That is point N. And then we figured out point L is at -3. So we took the opposite of the x coordinate, which reflects it over the y-axis. So this is L right over here. And you can see that distance. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.